Last year, Casio made a watch that was a historical moment for the brand. This year, they've gone and made it better. Let's get into it! Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collector Show. So last year, Casio released the most anticipated watch of the last 5 years, the EFK110, the brand's first venture into mechanical watches. I reviewed that watch and was very impressed with not only the build quality, the dial, but the fact that they didn't play too safe. But only a couple of days ago, Casio have released another version of this EFK, and with most of the changes they have made, might just have made it even better. However, no fanfare, no on the street Japan parade. This was a very soft release from Casio, which is surprising given the fact that they're still pretty new to automatic watches, but with a size change and a movement replacement, this definitely needs to be explored by someone that has the original. So let's show you this new watch that cost £270 on the Casio website. And before anyone asks, no, I did not show the wife this, because she'd take one look at it and say, you haven't just bought the same watch, have you? It's not worth it. Are you Casio Automatic ready? Let's go. Now, before I show you the watch and start comparing the two, here's the box the original EFK100 came in. It's like a faux leather number, very nice. With the new one, well, they have cheapened out a little bit. It's all cardboard. It's not this faux leather anymore, but we do have this phrase, love the sea and the earth. Ah, that's nice. Pity they didn't think about the sea, the earth and the planet in the first release, but still. Anyway, here we have the EFK110. Without the eagerly trained eye, this watch looks exactly the same as the original. However, there have been some major upgrades in my opinion to make this watch the watch it should have been to start with. Build quality wise, it's still the same, all stainless steel, lovely vertical brushing on the tops of this case. Very unusual case as well. We got some nice polishing on the sides of the case, polishing on the bezel, just some lovely angles and a great modern designed case. Looks far more expensive than the £270 this watch actually cost. Like the original, the dial is protected by a sapphire glass. The crown is not screw-in, but we do have a screw-in exhibition case back. I believe that may be mineral glass, but it is showing off this lovely new automatic movement. Now, it's when you put these watches side by side, do you start to see some glaring differences. First of all, let's talk sizes. The original is 40mm in diameter. This new 110 is 38. The original had a lug-to-lug of 45mm, and this new one has 43. But because we have such a prominent male middle link, this one feels more like 49mm and the new one's 47. Now the thickness is important. Original 12.5mm. The new one 11.8. Plus, it being slightly smaller, the weight is about 6 or 7 grams lighter. Now what interested me a lot was comparing these two dials, because for my eyes anyway, the new EFK110 just looks a little bit more HD. The forged carbon pattern is a little bit more subdued and the printed text just pops out a little bit more, as well as the handset. As much as I like this forged carbon pattern, it does make the watch look a bit busy on that original, so I have to say that was a great move. But as you can see, the big difference to these dials are where the date is positioned. Now, I gotta be honest, I like symmetry in my watches where I can get it, and probably prefer the date positioning on the original. Also, the window on the original is far bigger and it's clearer to see, and I think that just gets the nod for me. Lume is exactly the same. This is not a glowy monster. We only have lume on the tips of the minute hand and the hour hand. That lume is exactly the same on both watches.
Could you just click that like button, please? It really helps the channel. Thank you.
Now let's talk about the engines, because in the original we have a Seiko NH35. 3 Hz, 40 hours power reserve, and probably the best entry-level automatic movement you could get in a watch. But obviously, Casio needed to change the movement in order for it to fit this smaller size case. Because why else would they do it? Do they just want to share the love with Seiko and Citizen? It seems on this occasion, Casio chose the Miyota 8215 movement. Again, same sweep, same 3 Hz, almost the same power reserve, but I think the NH35 is a slightly better movement. You don't feel the rotor on your wrist that much. The winding of a Miyota 8000 series is like, I don't know, a cat scratching a window, and every now and then the rotor goes a bit crazy, as the rotor only tends to go around one way to charge up the mainspring. There's not a lot in it, and at a push I would take the smaller case over the NH35.
Hello.
On my 6.5-inch wrist, and this is where the change has really shown up. Now this actually came through this morning and I haven't had the chance to resize it. But first, let me show you the EFK100 on the wrist, and it still fits nice. It does sit a little bit head heavy on my wrist, but because we've got great articulation on the bracelet, it's really comfortable. But now me putting this new EFK110 on the wrist, and this, well, this is a match made in heaven now. Yes, it may be a 38 in diameter, and yes, it may only be 43.5 lug to lug, but because you have such a big male protruding end link, this watch has a lot more presence than you think. Me personally, I think this is the size Casio wanted to make in the first place. And this is the watch size I wanted them to make in the first place. When this is eventually sized, I'll do it tonight, this is gonna feel magic on the wrist, and it might just mean the old EFK100 is made redundant. So there we go, the new Edifice EFK110. What do you think? I know a lot of you guys and gals out there bought the EFK100, and I know most of you out there have been very satisfied. And to some extent, it's a bit of a surprise why Casio changed it. Did they run out of NH35s? Did they want to make the case small to start with and ended up going with a different movement manufacturer? You can definitely see that the dial has been changed to be more legible. For anyone that was on the fence about getting one of these automatic watches from Casio, well, now's the time to be off the fence. Them outsourcing these movements meant that they can concentrate on the quality of the exterior without worrying about how it was going to tick. Me personally, I think this is another test to see how much we are willing to go along with this automatic mechanical adventure of theirs. Has the EFK range sold enough to make Casio believe that mechanical movements are the way to go and start developing and manufacturing their own movements? Who knows? Methinks if they ever did come up with an automatic movement, well, a watch like this with it inside this would not be £270. To get any comebacks from their investment, probably another £100 on top. So get in early, enjoy this one. Casio haven't discontinued the older version. You can still buy it for pretty much the same price as the new one. And I think there are enough differences and changes to the 110 to have both in the Casio automatic universe. Yes, Casio Corner is back, and we've got to say a big thanks to Eric.Sultan because he is showing off these new limited edition G-Shock origamis. Yes, the craft and artistry of folding paper Japanese style has come to a DW6900. What I can say, my friend, it looks fantastic in this shot. Thanks for tagging me in. If you'd like to be on the next Casio Corner, all you gotta do, find me on Instagram here and tag me in on one of your Casio posts. Because who knows, next time, the star of the show could be you. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you want a bit more of the Mad Watch Collector channel, we got a Patreon now. See the shows early, blooper reels, behind the scene footage, private group chat, and get your name credited at the end of every show like this wonderful lot. But if I got you for a few more minutes, and I hope I have, why don't you click this wondrous show? Never called it wondrous before, but yeah. Go on, click it, you'll love it. Go on. I'm going to get the new EFK110 sized right now. Oh, I can't wait. I'm sorry. You may be a bit redundant, but anyway. Go on. Click that one. Click it. Go on. Click it.